Lantos, Chairman and CEO of Alliance Communications and the producers of Due South. Come on up, everybody. Baker. He's very to the podium, and please help me in welcoming the Mayor of the City of Toronto, Her Worship Barbara Hall.
More than our local economy every year and employs nearly 30,000 people in the Toronto area. A large part of our success is due to the commitment of our local production companies like Alliance Communications. Over the last 10 years, Alliance has produced more than 60 projects that have spent $460 million and we know that the show is currently #1 in France and in Britain. We're delighted to have Due South filmed in and around the city of Toronto. It has reached more than 2 million viewers for several individual shows. As I said earlier, it's won the Geminis 3 times. And
to call Mr. Robert Lantos on stage to say a few words, the Chairman and CEO of Alliance Communications, the producers of Due South.
Actually, if you bear with me, I'm going to ask Gary Mavara, Vice President of CTV, to speak before me.
Thank you, Robert. Mayor Hall, ladies and gentlemen, you know, you can put together a great idea, you can have some great viewers to like the show, and I'm just here to say that CTV is really proud to have this show, and thank you so much for liking the show.
Because of the support of people such as you all over the world, because it actually has been the object of a lot of assassination attempts, and it was actually killed twice. And both times it revived thanks to the pressure from fans around the world on broadcasters who in turn and made it possible for us to bring it back to you. And thank you around the world on broadcasters who in turn, that didn't turn out to be so easy. The only sort of person that all of us thought, so that seemed like a great idea, and I thought so, and Paul Haggis thought so, and CBS thought so, and CTV thought so. The only problem was that he wasn't so sure. And he wanted to think about it, and he wasn't sure that he could play this part. And he continued to deliberate that with himself for about 6 months. During which time, you know, if you saw the pilot of the series, and I'm sure many of you did, the entire story is dependent on beginning in the frozen north, which is where our Mountie comes from. So we had to shoot this in snow. Well, while he was deciding, you know, whether he could or couldn't play this part, the snow began to melt, and we originally were going to shoot this sort of not too far from Toronto, but there was no snow left by March, and he still hadn't quite decided. So then we thought we would shoot it in Alberta, and after that in British Columbia. And by the time Paul thought he could play this part, it was May, and the only place where there was any snow left was in the Yukon. So that's where we shot the pilot of Due South, when we were the first people to ever attempt to do something as insane as that. But thanks to Paul, it looked great. And as it turns out, Paul Gross can do more than play the Mountie. He can write Due South and he can produce Due South, and so let me introduce you to Paul Gross.
One of the problems of producing Due South is that we constantly have to be shooting, so I'll make this short because we've got a whole crew kind of waiting for us to jump off buildings. I'm really very honored and very humbled by just all of you being here. It's really extraordinary, and I have to thank a few people. First of all, Robert Alliance and CTV for continuing persistence and continuing this show has made it possible. Mayor Hall and the City of Toronto for setting aside this day. The RCMP Honor Guard for being. I would like to just quickly, and he won't speak, he said he would actually stab me or shoot me if I forced him to say anything, but I would like to introduce you to my new partner. This is Callum Rennie. And obviously you'll be seeing, you'll be seeing a lot more of him in the weeks to come. But most importantly, I would like to thank the fans, and it really is truly it's your efforts and your loyalty to the show that made it all possible that we return. A particular thanks to Annie Kites for spearheading all of this. And at this point, I've got something I have to give to Mayor Hall. This is a certificate. I'm not sure how many of them are available. There may only be the one, but we could probably look around. This certificate will allow the mayor to appear on our show in any role of her choosing.
Well, thanks again, everyone, for coming out today. There will be an autograph.
Artist.